by asking both my mom and dad why we never travel to exotic lands. We only ever really visit friends, nothing to tell when the summer ends. We never really went buying.
Hey Room 21 Rockstar families, and welcome to our weekly VODCAST, the last one before spring break, if you can believe it. I hope that you guys are having an incredibly awesome weekend. I have a bunch of announcements, and then I'm going to get you guys right over to the strategy session for the week. So first of all, thank you all for coming out to the Innovation Showcase. Thank you for your incredible support of that. It was an amazing night. I was so incredibly proud of the scholars to watch them standing at their projects, showing them to you, showing them to the community, and just having so much pride in the amazing creativity that they had. So thank you to all of you guys. They were incredibly awesome. So a couple of upcoming events this week, guys, and things happening. First of all, I already sent an email about this, but our 5th grade parent night is coming up on April 12th at 6 p.m. here at Kate Waller Barrett. We have a ton of stuff to talk about. We'll have Mrs. Gardella, our guidance counselor, here for any middle school questions to talk about some things with that. We'll have Mrs. Pronk here, who is our math specialist here at Kate Waller Barrett. She'll be talking about some middle school math concerns and how students are placed into different classes in the middle school for their math class. This is in students' mailboxes right now. It's just a kind of an idea so we can know how many people are coming. It's really not going to be more than 30 minutes, and we're going to have a couple of door prizes, so I hope that you guys can make it. It's an incredibly informative night. We'll provide you with SOL testing dates and all of the amazing end-of-year dates that we have happening in 5th grade. So, hope that you all can make it. That's coming up on Wednesday. Also in the mailbox tomorrow, guys, I have a lot of stuff in the mailbox tomorrow. First of all, on Thursday, we are going to view a film called Inside Hannah's Suitcase. It was made by 5th graders in Canada and Tokyo, Japan, and it accompanies the book that we just wrapped up, Hannah's Suitcase. It's an amazing movie. It's rated PG. I just need you to fill out this permission form. It's just going to be an excellent bridge between what we were studying in class and what we're going to continue to study and read after spring break. And additionally, the field trip permission form / information form for our class trip coming up on May 13th that I've been advertising on our newsletter, our annual Room 21 tradition, going to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. and a bunch of the other monuments on Saturday, May 13th. That form is coming home tomorrow with all of that information for that event as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you have any questions about it, be sure to let me know. Any other announcements? Oh, I don't want to forget, on Thursday, report cards are coming home. You can keep all of the documentation. The nurse is also sending home a bunch of information about middle school shots and vaccinations and things like that as well. So be sure to look through all of that. You can hold on to all of the paper. The only thing that I need returned is that golden cover page that will be on top of all of the report cards, and just return that at your earliest convenience. And as always, guys, if you have any questions about the report card, do not hesitate to contact me. Don't forget that Friday we do not have school. That was changed from an early out to a day of no school since we did not have many snow days this year. So this is our last VODCAST before, I believe it's going to be April 30th. So I will see you guys then with a ton of announcements and incredible things to finish out the end of the year. But before I send you guys over to the strategy session, I want to congratulate this week's Rockstar of the Week, Ms. Bree Scott. Bree had incredible initiative all week, really the past 2 weeks, in preparing for her Science Innovation Showcase project. She organized with other teachers, she organized with the technology department, she asked individuals to collect water bottles, and overall she had such an amazingly successful project. People were so engaged at her station, and she just had so much pride in that. And for all of those reasons, Bree is this week's Rockstar of the Week. Incredibly proud of you, Bree. Now I'm going to get you guys over to the strategy session, and I'll see you on the other end. Hey Room 21 Rockstars, welcome to our weekly VODCAST for the week at recordrockstars.weebly.com. I hope that you guys are having a great weekend. You know, I have a ton of things available this week because I want to have things available for you to do all throughout spring break in case that you have a little bit of downtime. Now tomorrow I'm going to introduce to you guys the 4th annual Grammarys, Room 21 Grammarys. It is a Room 21 tradition. It is an amazing event coming up in May, and that is actually something also that you're going to want to start devoting a lot of time to. So stay tuned in class for that tomorrow, guys, because you're going to find out more info about that, and that's going to kind of get kicked off. But in the meantime, let's get over to our strategies for the week. So before we get to that, I just want to point out the study topics that you should be focused on for the week in science. You want to make sure tomorrow that you're focused on animal adaptations, food chains, environments, and weather terms and tools. Those are all of the different concepts that we are focused on this week before spring break on your science study review guide. And remember, guys, all of those topics for this week are available under the 4th grade study guide, which is located right here. We're not yet down to reviewing the 5th grade content. So that's all available right there, guys. It's a great way for you to brush up on all of those concepts and to study all that we have to offer. Now, let's get on over to the strategy session for the week. Now, first I want to take you over to the newsletter session for the week, guys, because on the back of the newsletter this week are a ton of metric conversions that you can do. I'm going to give you 2 house points for each of these. These are actually 15 here, okay? Taking a metric measurement and converting it. Now, let me play the King Henry song really quickly, and then we're going to refresh that because you have an opportunity for a ton of house points.
You know, I figured out how to memorize the metric system. It's all based on powers of 10. So you just need to memorize a couple Latin prefixes, and then you can measure anything. Just remember King Henry. Oh, you don't know about King Henry? Listen up. King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. 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 It goes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, decin, centi, milli.
King Henry ordered cocoa by the kilogram. That's 1,000 grams, we could barely fit it in the van. The driver drove over a hectometer, 100 meters with no AC in the 2-seater. I was feeling like a joker in a deck of cards, milking cows by the decaliter in the barn. 10 liters at a time when I saw the van driver and gave her a piece of my mind. I whispered at a decibel, 1/10 of a bell, saying that King Henry wasn't checking his health. She made her finger small like a centimeter, 100th of a meter, and said, please believe her. If he gets this much bigger, he might explode. I agreed, even the milligram of cocoa, 1,000th of a gram might change the throne, cause hot chocolate can make a king turn cold.
King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. 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 It goes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi.
Okay, guys, so we have our song down. The metric conversions are available there on the newsletter, and they're also available, a ton of practice, over on the VODCAST section of our website, guys, where you can practice that. Remember the steps of our procedure, though. So, for instance, if you have 15, let me make that a little smaller. If you have 15 centimeters and we are looking for how many meters, we want to know how many meters that is, the first thing that you got to do is you just need to stop and think. You have 15 centimeters. Let's think about what 1 centimeter is. Oh, that's the length of my pinky fingernail. What's 1 meter? Oh, that's the distance from the floor up to my waist. So is my number going to be larger or smaller than it originally started out? Upon looking at that, guys, I would say to myself, my goodness, it's going to be much smaller than 15. So whatever my final answer comes up with, that's kind of my estimation. Okay, it should be less than 15, whatever that may be. The next step, I then write down my abbreviations for the prefixes. King Henry died. My base is meter, liter, gram, remember. And then drinking chocolate milk. I put a star where I start. I start at centi. Where am I headed? Meter. This is a tough one. Remember, this M is milli. Our bases are meters, liters, grams, right? So we're headed here. What direction am I going? Left. I go to the left, to the left. That's 2 to the left. So I take my number 15. I like to rewrite it, guys, like I told you. Where's my decimal originally in this number? After the 5. Okay, I take it 2 to the left, and I get my answer of 0.15 of a meter, which makes sense. Originally, when I stopped to think, I said to myself, man, my answer should be much smaller than 15. And in this case, it actually is much smaller than 15. So I'm right on the money there. That's what I'm looking for. So you have all of those problems available on the newsletter. There will be more put on the newsletter this coming Thursday that will be sent home that you can also look at, guys. And I also added all 3 of these sites right here from IXL that will also help you to convert metric units, okay? So any metric unit problem that you do is worth 2 house points as long as you go through our process, which is, number 1, stop and think. Number 2, write down all your prefixes, King Henry died, base, drinking chocolate milk. Number 3, find your starting point and draw which direction are you going. Okay. Number 4, find your ending point. Number 5, hop those decimal points. And number 6, finally stop and think again. Did your answer come out and make sense with the estimation that you made in the first place? Okay, so that's all available for you guys there. Make sure you keep a close eye on that. Now, the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have some math review available for you guys as well. And you know that in Math IE right now, we're working on 2 things. First of all, prime composite numbers. And then with Mrs. Chickalella, you're working on rounding. Okay, so those are both available here. Each of these sets is worth 10 house points as long as you show all of your work. So we have prime composite, and then we have rounding decimals. Those are the 2 items that we're working on right now. I still do have this assignment up from last week, guys. You can always view the VODCAST from last week to see what I was looking at with that particular assignment. And I still do have the volume, perimeter, area, etc. work there. If you'd also like to review that, each of those will be worth 2 house points this week as well. I really love this week's math problem of the week, guys, because here's why. What we're looking at is prime and composite numbers, but so far this year we've only gone up to the number 100. Okay, and we talked about this word integer last week. Okay, same thing, that those whole numbers. But the letter D is actually a variable, and what that means is here's the ones place, the tens place. The letter D is the unknown digit in the hundreds place. So you have to 4 distinct prime numbers have a product of 100 something 10. Okay, it's not 110, but it's some digit goes in for D. It's a 3-digit number with a hundreds place digit D. Determine all possible values of the sum of these 4 prime numbers. So 4 distinct prime numbers have a product of whatever this is. Determine all possible values of the sum of these 4 prime numbers. It's going to be a challenge, but it's 10 or 15 house points I'll put that at this week, guys. So that's available there as well, including our writing fix of the week. One more week, guys, with Hannah's Suitcase there with the haikus also available for you. And don't forget to continue studying all of that science, guys, which is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important that you stick with that. Now, our secret hashtag of the week for this week is going to be hashtag spring break. Hashtag spring break. We have made it to spring break, scholars. I cannot believe that we only have 1 quarter left, but that is a hashtag. And this week, you guys, you get to do it in some creative manner, but after that, you need to create some type of clap, and you have to teach it to me to earn those 10 house points. So you have to create some type of clap with the secret hashtag to earn those house points. I'm going to turn you guys back over to Mr. Record in person. See you tomorrow in class. Rockstar families, I hope that those strategies were successful. I also hope that you have an amazing week. Don't forget, on Wednesday, we have our 5th grade parent night coming up here at Barrett at 6 p.m. On Thursday, report cards are going home, and that is the last school day before spring break. I hope that you guys have an incredible spring break. I hope we have some amazing weather, and I will see you guys all back here on April 30th for our next edition of the Room 21 Record Rockstar Weekly VODCAST. As always, you guys are the incredibly best families in Stafford County, Virginia, and I'll see you guys later.
By asking both my mom and dad why we never travel to exotic lands. We only ever really visit friends.